finally see Fantastic Four yesterday, and I have a lot of thoughts of where they can go next. This will be a spoiler video, but before we continue, we gotta cue the intro.
Up in the sky! It's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's a geek.
So, as I said before in the intro, if you don't want to be spoiled, please leave, watch the movie, and come back. But if you don't care about spoilers, please continue to stay. That might be one of the most perfect MCU movies in a very, very long time. Now, I know we are all going to compare it to Superman, and I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to wait until the weeks passed for this movie. As far as the MCU, this movie was able to get all the right parts blended well, and it captured the Fantastic Four in a way that I think they needed to be portrayed since the beginning, decades before. What I loved most about this movie is you saw how everyone had their own struggles. Everyone. Reed had his internal struggles with being literally one of the smartest beings in the universe and having to always have his mind run 1,000 miles per minute and having to think about stuff that he doesn't want to think about. There's a point in the movie when Reed is like, yo, I know we might have to give up Franklin. I don't want to do it. And Sue's like, you've thought about it, haven't you? He's like, I can't help it. So I love that about Reed. And honestly, I know you're going to hear a lot of people say the thing about Pedro. I wanted Penn Badgley to do it to be Reed. And looking back on it, seeing from what I've seen from Reed, I don't know if Penn Badgley would have done as great as a job as Pedro did. So he gets a lot of props for that. Sue, amazing, the mother of the story, the movie. I want to say this: Reed was the leader of the film, but Sue was the leader of the film. That makes sense. It's kind of like you have a man and woman in the house. The man is technically the man in the house, but the woman really dictates what happens behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So who really is in charge? You know what I'm saying? So this whole movie predicated off of Sue, because honestly, I believe Sue wasn't there. Reed probably would have traded Franklin to Galactus, if I'm being honest. So Sue did a great job, and a lot of people are going to complain about the third act and the third scene with her pushing Galactus through that wormhole portal. Do y'all not know Sue is literally one of the strongest beings in the MCU. She is dumb strong, all right? So even what we saw her do in the movie it's not as capable as what she can actually do in the comics and stuff. But that's one of the gripes I had, and it's only the one gripe I had, is we didn't get enough of everybody's powers, specifically Reed's. I think with this one, they wanted to go more so on showing Reed having his power be his intellect and not his stretchy powers, because we see him stretch a little bit in the movie. The Reed I want to see him do both. And maybe because they had only been together for 4 years, he doesn't want to try to, maybe he was a little pushy on that stuff. By the time we get to the post-credit scene, which we're going to talk about, it's 4 more years that have passed. So I want to be seeing Reed change his face, alter his body into different shapes and crap. That's what makes Reed cool too. Is that it's like, bro, you're super smart and you can do a lot of cool crap like Plastic Man can do. Well, Plastic Man Reed ain't stronger than Plastic Man, but that's another thing. Anyway, the thing also didn't get enough of him, but I like how they hinted on his Jewish ancestry. They gave him like a little plot point. And Johnny might have stole the show for me, because looking at how I've always seen Johnny portrayed, personally, I didn't know that he was that smart. I didn't know. I liked how they gave him depth, which is a thing a lot of people have been saying when it comes to Marvel movies. It's like, oh, the jokes. They had jokes in here, but they were timed perfectly, and they fit with the character. They fit with Johnny, but he didn't overdo it. That's just who he was. He didn't overdo the woman's lady man thing. He was actually being smart and saying, yo, yeah, she looks cool or whatever, but I gotta figure out what she's saying, what all these messages mean. And he did a great job of that, because without that, they don't even defeat Galactus. They don't defeat Galactus without Johnny, because Johnny was able to convince Silver Surfer, Shia LaBeouf, who was also very amazing, to eventually switch sides and help Sue push Galactus through that dang portal. So that was amazing. Galactus, amazing. This movie did well with just balancing everything out. You got the family dynamics of the Fantastic Four. You got the power somewhat of the Fantastic Four. Most importantly, you got the intellect of Reed Richards. Reed was about to goddamn transport the whole planet. He was about to teleport the whole planet, man. How you gonna tell me that ain't smart? How you, when they were doing the egg thing in the beginning, you know, and he does it again, and they're like, you gotta move, push to Earth. I'm like, Reed gonna teleport this whole Earth, ain't he? And the craziest thing is, they almost do it if it wasn't for Silver Surfer. They literally almost do it. Reed is stupid smart, bro. Stupid smart. I love how they were celebrities. I love the 60s aesthetic. Everything about that movie was really, really good. The VFX, for the most part, were good. The space scene, amazing. When they're chasing, bro, I was like, I'm like, bro, how y'all gonna escape Shalabal? How y'all gonna do that? They having to slingshot we ain't got enough gas and slingshot the thing. Ben, trust me, because Reed was kind of being upset. Reed was upset of Ben, of the mutation of Ben and stuff. Reed like, Ben, just trust me, slingshot it. You know, just trust me, turn everything off. Whole time in the back, got things too. She back there, she pushing out the kid, little Franklin coming out, and it's a CGI baby that looked terrible. By the way, that was cool. Now, the point y'all wanted to probably clear on this video. My opinion and thoughts on where they're gonna go for Doomsday. Post-credit scene shows none other than Dr. Doom. Here's the part, right? This is still a controversial topic between should RDJ be cast as Doom, should he not? Y'all know my thoughts on that. I don't think he should have. And they already proved why I don't think they should have been the first time he even appears in the MCU. First time. Why does the dude already have his freaking mask on? Why? I wasn't feeling it. I've seen some theories with saying that Franklin, he's gonna try to use Franklin as they use Molecule Man leading up to Secret Wars. Franklin is stupid strong. Obviously, he brought his mom back to life. I want to say this. My fear of this movie is that Dr. Doom just doesn't have his motivation set yet. He has to be mentioned some way, somehow in Brand New Days. That has to happen some way in Brand New Day. That's the only project movie that comes out before Doomsday. We get mentions of Latveria in the movie, so I'm assuming this Dr. Doom is coming from 828, RDJ Dr. Doom. Maybe his thing. I can imagine if you think about it, seeing as though how Tony Stark, or the same actor who played Tony Stark, is playing Dr. Doom, it could be literally the same thing that our Iron Man wanted to do in Age of Ultron, which is put a shield around the Earth. That Dr. Doom is probably seeing all the stuff Fantastic Four has been doing, all that stuff. If y'all don't know, Dr. Doom is also stupid smart. So he was probably behind the scenes looking at stuff with that variant. And I can imagine when the Galactus thing started happening, he's like, yo, I can do a better job at saving the planet than they can. I can do a better job. And to do that, I need Franklin. And matter of fact, I know that there might, and I don't know how they're gonna spin this. I know that there are also potential beings out there that could be stronger than Galactus, or just as strong. I need to conquer everything and save the multiverse. If this can happen to our universe, it could be a thing where he already knows that incursions are happening in other multiverses. He could probably already know that. And he's like, yo, don't worry about this Galactus thing, but my calculations is something bigger. It could be why we didn't get him. He was going for Latveria. Every time we saw Latveria, he wasn't there. He was focused on how to fix the incursion crap that's going on. Reed might not have been paying attention to that stuff. Might not have. Who knows? And also, I don't know if this might be a stretch, pun intended. The voices that Johnny was listening to, maybe Reed does know that other planets are being destroyed, and that's where they're capturing all these voices stuff from that Reed was talking about. Maybe that it could have been from that too. And he just doesn't know that, yo, we're getting stuff from other multiverses, not just our universe, other solar systems and stuff. We're getting stuff from all over the place. So Dr. Doom might have already cracked the code and is trying to figure everything out, and he probably knows that Franklin could help with that. Man, there was a lot to unpack in that movie, man. I really enjoyed it. It was everything I hoped it was and more. I'm pissed off at everybody who scalped, all the scalpers who got the Galactus bucket and the Herbie bucket. I actually got jealous because it was someone who walked in my theater with the Herbie thing. And I was like, okay, you know, so it could have been possible for me to get it. I won't think Galactus one, but seeing how Herbie was portrayed, I might want to get the Herbie one instead. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all, man. Great movie. I can't wait to see where we go now with Doom finally being in the MCU. If you love the video, like the video. If you don't love the video, so like the video on the road to 500 subscribers. I appreciate it. If you love my content, share my content. Without further ado, I'm out. Peace.